Whether it's with friends, family, a significant other, or even by yourself, the Super Mario Bros. Movie was such a great time and was filled with such nostalgic properties that I was just geeking throughout the whole movie, and the rest of us in the theater were just having such a great time with it. There was such a huge applause at the end of the movie. So let's get into this. Directed by Aaron Horvath and Michael Helenick, this movie, based off the video games from the 90s and just all this nostalgic wonderland that we got, especially with the music and everything, was just a great time to see in theaters, to see a great live adaptation of Mario. The animation was just through the roof. Honestly, one of the best animated movies that I've seen done from video game to TV. This movie just embodied everything that we as children that grew up with these games have wanted to truly see. Aside from some issues in the beginning with some annoyingly loud and just nerdy people like us, but just not aware of your surroundings or who you are or who anyone else is. It was just terrible in the beginning, but once Anthony shut them up, it was a great time. Wahoo! There's a lot of big names in this. You have Jack Black, Charlie Day, Anya Taylor-Joy, Chris Pratt, Keegan-Michael Key, Kevin Michael Richardson, and Seth Rogen. All of these people who played these voices of the various characters in this movie did a really damn good job. I will say Jack Black really did kill me as Bowser. There were times that it just definitely was just Jack Black in true Jack Black form, and it was great. It was such a great time. That one of the things I loved the most about this movie was the humor. The humor was just so spot on, and the nods at nostalgic properties were just non-stop. Certain references, all the references to be honest, to referencing to other video games, Donkey Kong video games, Mario games, it was amazing. And then you could hear people just laughing and geeking over the fact that these references are in this movie. One of the issues that I'll say that I'll have with this movie is that it just sometimes felt like the story was a little bit rushed, you know, and it was only an hour and a half. You know, I'm used to more 2.5, 3 hour movies. The story was just a little bit rushed, and certain characters just didn't get as much time as I would like them to have, and certain things didn't get fleshed out as much, and there was just a few things that were done a little bit differently, which is okay because a lot of movies do that to kind of keep things different, spice things up, you know, whatever. That's okay. Yeah, that's one of my issues, is just that some things just could have been fleshed out a little bit more, and the short time span of the movie. Visually, this movie was just a spectacle to see. I enjoyed the way how the cinematography was, the CGI, how the 3D animation looked very, very well. I was actually a little bit worried when I saw that Chris Pratt was playing the voice of Mario. To be honest, he did a damn good job. This whole movie overall was just such a wonderland of nostalgic properties, as I keep saying, and it's just growing up with this stuff and hearing all of us just have these moments of, you know, it's just such geeky happiness, and it was just a great time in the movie. There were times where certain characters popped up, and I just wanted to kind of lose my shit, which I kind of did, but at the same time, there were people in the theater who got really, you know, crazy, and nobody was too over the top, aside from the people that were directly next to us. Nobody was truly over the top, and after a certain time, everybody kind of did their respectful oohs and ahs to various things that they enjoyed. It's just nice to be in a theater watching a movie that, yes, this movie was tailored more for kids, I'll say. Sometimes the way how the story went and the things that were said and done seemed a little bit too kiddish to me, which is, you know, that's okay. But this movie definitely was made more for kids and for true fans of the video games. To be honest, I'd have to give this movie a 4.5 star, because just from the voice acting, the chemistry that had gone into it, the storyline, the visuals, the humor, the action when it was on screen, and the line delivery, everything was pretty overall very, very well done. Aside from the slight issues that I had, this was one of the better movies that I've seen in a long time. I've wanted to see this for a while. I wanted to see this done for a while now. I just had pretty low expectations going in. I wasn't really talking smack about it, but I was just like, we get what we get, you know, we'll see what happens. And I'm pleasantly surprised, you know, you can hear it throughout this whole video that I truly loved this movie, not just as a moviegoer, but as a fan of the Super Mario Brothers games and certain other video games as well. But when you see the movie, you'll see these references and you'll just be like, yo, what the hell? They actually did that. They really did that. And yes, the answer is they did. As I said earlier, I was a little bit wary about Chris Pratt being the voice of Mario, but again, he did do a good job. I was pleasantly surprised with his performance as Mario, and I will, in all honesty, Jack Black does take the cake when it comes to the voice acting of all these characters. Like, Jack Black definitely embodied Bowser. There were times where it was just, Jack Black is Bowser. Straight up, 100%. Seth Rogen being the voice of Donkey Kong was very interesting. Again, I at first was not really feeling that, or I didn't know what to think. I was pleasantly surprised. You know, you could still hear when you've seen and heard these various people in all the other movies they've been in, you can't really take them out sometimes when you hear them. But I was pleasantly surprised with a lot of people in this movie. It was just overall such a very well-rounded movie. Thank you guys for stopping by the channel and watching this video. It is greatly appreciated as always. If you aren't subscribed to the channel, please hit that subscribe button and the bell next to it so you can get a notification anytime there's a new video. And again, I implore you, if you are a geek like we are, and even more so or less so, it doesn't matter, you grew up playing the video games, you are going to have a great time with this movie. You're going to be like a kid in the candy store. According to my parents, when I was younger, I ran through Toys R Us like I had never seen anything ever before in my life, and nobody could catch up to me because I was just running around like in awe. That's how it's going to be. Like, you're just sitting there watching the movie and the kid in you is just going to be like running around. It's such a great time, and I hope that you enjoy it if you decide to go see it. Thanks again, guys. Until the next one.